Good morning. Today is August 14th. This is the Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube. I'm super excited that you've joined me, and we are starting our Happy Camper today. So this is our brand new pattern from Lori Holt. It's super cute. The stitch count is 109 by 84, and I'm going to show you how she framed hers. She made this so that the brown part, which is where you stitch, that can fit in a standard 8 by 10 frame. Or you can buy a plaque like this and do something fun like what she did. She used her gingham fabric, her aqua vintage trim large, and she finished it, and she just got this frame at Hobby Lobby, and we can put a link to it in the description. But one of the things that Lori's trying to do is to make all of her cross stitch fit standard frames so that you don't have to go and get everything custom framed if you're not interested in that, because she really doesn't do custom framing on any of her stuff. She always just frames it herself or finishes it herself. So that's one of the things. So I think I'm going to just jump right in and tell you all about Happy Camper, and then I have a ton of other stuff, but I'll tell you a little bit about the pattern. You can use, she lists SKUs for Aura Floss, and we have a pack of that. She lists SKUs for DMC, and we have a pack of that. And if you already have her Be Basics, Be Happy Aura Floss pack, you don't need to buy anything. You can just start with what you already have, which is what she's trying to do to save you money so that you don't feel like anytime you buy her stuff you have to keep buying stuff. So if you've already got that Aura Floss pack, you're ready to go. You can just add spools as you sell out. So that's super awesome. And if you use 10 count, it would finish at 8 by 11, 14 count, 6 by 7 3/4, or 25 count, 6 3/4 by 8 3/4. So what I decided is I'm going to stitch on this 25 count Lugana, which is an even weave, and it's super nice and soft, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it when I open it. But what it is you stitch over 2. 25 divided by 2 is 12.5. So it would be between a size 12 and a size 14 if you use Aida. But if you want to use Aida, go right ahead. I love Aida. I'm a big supporter of Aida, and I do like this cloth, but you feel free to use Aida. Don't feel like you have to use this. So I'm going to open it. It is made by Zweigart, and the piece comes, it's 18-inch square. And when I was on vacation and I made something that I'm going to show you in a little bit, I didn't have an iron in my hotel room. And so I just started stitching on it. I didn't iron, and I also didn't put any tape on the edge, and I didn't zigzag it either. I just started because I was in my hotel room. I mean, that's what I had. And it worked out perfect. So when I show you my piece, I'll show you how it worked. But this is your piece. This side you can see has modeling on it. You can see that, and then if you turn it around, you can see it's flat and a lot lighter. So if you look like this, you can really see the difference. And so I love the beauty of that. So I'm going to go ahead and use this side, which is the modeled. And one thing that I do, this is super, like, I would say maybe beginner or maybe my comfort for cross stitch. So what I do is I'm going to look at the back of my pattern, and it says it should finish 6 3/4 by 8 3/4. So what I do, this is really what I do at home. I just cut out a piece of paper. This is copy paper that my kids can then use to color on later. I'm not going to throw it away. And I kind of put it on my cloth. And I just put it on my cloth, and then I can think about, where do I want to start? Do I want to start here? Do I want to be more comfortable in the center? But if I start here, then I know I can use all of this for later. So it's a really good visual for me to be able to see. Or I could do this way, and then I'd have a whole lot left. But I think I'm just going to go this way, and I'm going to go about 2 inches in. I have this little seam guide that I keep with me, and it's got 2 inch, 2.5, and 3 inch. So 3 inch is good, or I could go a little bit in. So that's one thing that if you're a beginner, that will really help you. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start about here, and I'm going to get my pattern out, And on 25 count, you can use either 2 strands or 3 strands. I'm gonna go with 2. I have all of my DMC already on my floss flowers, and I use the little DMC stickers to put the little sticker on. And I'm going to use 1 strand. So I'm just gonna pull. What I like to do is there's 6 strands. I like to just pull 1 out and just pull it off. So that's how I do it, and then I will take the leftover and put it back on my floss flowers to stay organized. Now if I was home and just gonna be doing a lot of green, I wouldn't put this back on, but for now I am. So I'm gonna start with green. I'm gonna do the loop method since I'm using 2 strands. So you take your strand and you put it together. You've got 2. I'm going to be using Pat Carson size 26 needles. They're easier to thread than Bowen, but I most of the time use Bowen because they're less expensive. So I'm going to thread that, and I've got this ready to go. So I'm going to just turn a little bit, and I'm going to show you how I stitch on 25 count. And I'm going to stitch on this design board so I have something to keep it kind of firm. I wouldn't usually do this at home. So I'm going to kind of use the combo of both. Just put this here. And 3 inches is plenty, like that's more than enough to leave. So you really could start about here. So I'm going to open my pattern and start stitching. Let's put my finger here. This is about where I go, and I'm going to make my first stitch. So I'm just going to come up in a hole. You're going to go over 2. I think you have to zoom in.
Okay.
Sorry.
Let me move the camera because that's as close as this lens goes.
Perfect. So you've got, you're going to go over 2 squares instead of 1. I'm going to go to the back. Denise, can you push that chair? Sorry, I can't see what I'm doing. So you're going to go back to 2. And then I'm going to do the loop method. So I'm going to try this time to actually catch it in the loop. Put it in the loop. And then make sure it's nice and snug. And then I'm going to go back, go down 2, and over 2. And I'm going to railroad because I like my stitches to lie flat. So you put your needle in between the strands and put it in. And that's going to make it lie flat. If I'm in a hurry, I don't do that, but usually I do. Depends. Now I'm going to go back, and I'm just following my pattern. And this week we're going to be doing the top left, and then in a little bit we can pop up, oops, I didn't go through the right hole. I'm going to come back out. We're going to pop up a little thing on what we're doing each week.
Want me to do it now?
Yeah, that'd be great. So that is week 1 is what we're doing, that top left. The top right will be next week. Then we'll do the truck, the camper, the words, and the bottom row. And then we have a hashtag you can use, and we're going to be giving away a gift certificate each week. If you use that hashtag, we're going to select a winner each week. And also, I would just love to see what you're working on too. So I'd love to see the color combinations everybody's using. So I'm just doing the tree, and I do like to stitch top to bottom anytime I can rather than bottom to top. It's all personal preference. I think that Chelsea with Priscilla and Chelsea goes bottom to top. So I think it's okay. You can do whatever you're most comfortable with. And you can see I'm railroading, going through those stitches. And this cloth is very soft, and one thing I wanted to tell you is I didn't iron it because I was in a hotel and couldn't. And all of these creases that you see right here, all of these creases, they just come out because you're working with this in your hand. So you won't even notice them at the end. And you'll see on my piece that I finished that All of the creases are gone. And I hardly even had to iron it. So I'm just going to keep going. And this would be as small as I would be comfortable doing. Now I'm going to show you how you can go faster. So one of the things is when you're using this cloth, I would recommend a long skinny needle rather than a short needle. And what I do when I go really fast is I do this. And the length really helps it come through. And I missed a step up here. I missed a square, so I'm gonna have to go back and take that out. It's really hard to stitch on camera, so, but I do this at home. And plus, like, really guys, it's not Ada. My eyes are horrible. But that's, I'll show you again once I fix this. I'll show you how I go a little bit faster, and I still railroad when I do it. And it kind of depends. Sometimes I do things one way, sometimes I do another. It kind of depends where I'm at, what I'm doing. So, let's see. So if you just go in and down. And one of the things that I started experimenting with this weekend with Lori was using a magnifier. So I'm testing a couple out to see if I can find one that I like before I recommend one. I just bought a couple on Amazon. So I just kind of railroad and then go down, and this makes you go really fast. Obviously I cannot, I'm having to look at the camera angle, so I can't go as fast as I would, but I do railroad, go to the top, to the bottom, and it's like it rocks. It kind of just, I don't know, it just kind of rocks. Now this one I'll go in. And I'm going to do this couple more rows. And let's see. So let me know if y'all have any questions on stitching with this cloth. Again, I'm using 2 strands. Some people do use 3 strands, so it's totally up to you. And I'm going to kind of just kind of go, and then y'all can ask questions, and I will just stitch a little bit, and you can kind of see the rhythm I get into. Now obviously I can go a lot faster when I'm not. I'm trying to watch my hands.
Okay, question from Candy Kerr. She says, Kimberly, is it more difficult to do the sewing method on this cloth?
Sewing method. Oh, what I'm doing.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was like, what? No, it's easy. It's fine. It's the same. I think it's the same. And one thing about this cloth is it's soft. And so it holds in your hand really nice. So no, I would say it's the same as Ada. I would say it's more difficult for me to see. I have really bad eyesight. And in fact, I was thinking it's about time for me to get my prescription changed. So that probably will help. And getting a magnifier, I think, will really help. Everyone's told me about them, but then Lori had a couple. And I started using them and thought, well, I need to do this. So I'm going to try some this weekend and see. But I would say the only difficulty in this would be seeing the little holes and going in I probably go in the wrong spot more than I would on Ada, just because there's more holes to mess up. But I would say it's about the same. And if you have great eyesight, this won't be an issue at all.
And then Barbara Love says, what was the reason you decided to stop using the Q-snap frame?
Just because I got used to doing stitching in hand. Now, when I use I'm going to still use it sometimes when I travel, or I'm still going to use it sometimes.
Okay. And then Lisa Collins says, do you ever use the Q-snap with this Lugana?
I haven't tried it, but I have only used this Lugana once. So I'm sure it would work fine. I've never had trouble with the Q-snap, and honestly, I used to use Q-snaps because I didn't know you could stitch in hand. I had no idea that was a thing, and I learned from Priscilla and Chelsea by watching their video, and then when they came I got them to help me a little bit with it, and it took me a couple weeks, and then I got used to it. But I think, you know, using Q-snaps, you should use whatever you want to do. So do whatever.
Okay, and then Rosetta Gatson says, would you do 2 over on 18 count Ada?
No, you would do 1 over.
And then just a couple quick shout outs here. We got Lori Holt in the chat. Congrats to Lori's daughter. And then Chelsea Carter on Facebook gave us 3 little hearts.
Aw, thanks guys.
Okay. And then Cherry Gingham says, seeing the stitching done like this is super helpful for me. How tricky is traveling and counting when stitching over 2? Any tips for that? Also, I think it's awesome that your YouTube last name is Gingham. I don't know if that's in real life, but
oh, that's funny.
great.
Oh, her name is Gingham. I'll show you how to travel in a little bit. Right, actually now I'm trying to follow the pattern loosely without showing you the pattern. I think it is harder to travel. I will be honest and say it is harder to travel. I have to count about 3 times rather than twice. So if I was going to have to travel out here, I would probably count on the front over 1, over 2, and then put my finger, come back down, but then when I'm done I would still go back and recount. Now here I'm going to travel backwards here, and that's easy because I've already got stitches there, but I would say it is harder to travel when you're using 25 count or linen or anything.
And Lillian Roth says, I'm using the 11 by 11 Q-snap, but soon I'll run out of room and need a little bit bigger size. Do I just buy the extension kit, or do you sell an 11 by 14?
We sell an 11 by 17, or you could buy the extension kit. You can do either. I definitely wouldn't put the Q-snap on top of stitches. Some people do. I would not do that.
And then Gabriel Fuentes says, are you doing the English method or Danish method?
Denise says I'm doing the Danish method.
English method is 1 stitch at a time.
Oh yeah, English method is 1 stitch at a time, I guess. So.
Yes, and we have a video about that on this channel.
Yes, I can't remember all the things.
Okay. And then we got a question from Rita Campbell. She says, do you think you will ever do cross stitch flash sales?
So I think when we get our cross stitch website, yes. Until then, no. And that would be next year or the year after. It will just be when it is. But everything is easy to find on our current website, so at some point, yes.
And Lillian Roth says, how was Lori's daughter's wedding?
It was beautiful. She is so beautiful, and she had the best hair ever.
Kim Pebley says, can you explain again what railroading is?
Okay. So, on this bottom stitch, when I stitch, I'm just going to put my needle in. I'm not doing anything special. I know my hand gets in the way, but I'm right-handed. So I just put the needle in, nothing special, right? So when I come up, well, actually, let me go all the way across, and then I will show you railroading when I get back, because I don't railroad on the bottom row because you're not going to see it. So I never railroad on the bottom, so I'll show you when I come back across. I feel like if you railroad on the bottom, it's just extra work that you don't need. So now you see that I just put my needle in. I didn't do anything funny. So now what I'm going to do is put my needle between 2 threads. So I've got it between 2 threads, and I just go in the stitch, and it makes the stitches lie a little bit flatter on top. So I will do this whole row where I railroad, and I will go a little bit slower so you can see. So you put it between the 2, and then you just go down. And like I said, with this cloth, I usually, most of the time I use John James Petite, and I could not get those to work with this cloth, and you really need a long needle. So I have gone through the thread, and I just pull down, again go through the thread, You can see that I split the threads. And I'm going to come back up, and you will see on the back, I'll show you the back of my work. So that's the back. So I try to travel where it will look somewhat neat, but on the back it really doesn't matter. Some of you guys like it to be super neat, some of you don't care, and I say do whatever you want to do. Nobody's going to see the back. If it makes you feel good like it does for me to have a clean back, do that. If you don't care, don't do it. So I'm going to do one last row, so I'll take any questions and then we'll go on to all my other stuff that I have, because I have so much other stuff.
Babette McLennan says, have you considered doing a stitch retreat in Austin or Texas? And she put the little praying hands and a smiley face.
Yeah, I don't know. It'd be really hard because I don't have time to organize something, and I already travel a lot, and my kids would probably not like that. So I think when my kids are older, yes, but I travel a lot to Lori's house, and they already don't like that. So I don't know. And I'm gone a lot for dance. My daughter does competitive dance, so I have at least 8 weekends a year that are dance. So for now, no. Now if somebody wants to organize something and pay me money to go there, and I don't have to do anything but show up, that's different. But then it would have to, you know, I have such a big busy schedule, I would have to move it around that. And then Christopher's about to start baseball. I know. So we asked the boys what they wanted to do, and Christopher said, I'm going to do it all. Sign me up for all of it. And my other kids were like, yeah, I don't want to do any of that.
Oh.
Which is, you know, it's fine. They do music, so they can do that.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not into that, but I don't understand music, and so, but they got a drum set and a little small keyboard for their birthday, so.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so they're taking classes at night.
Oh my God.
So there's my little tree, and I'll show you this. So I will go ahead and get this row, and then next week we'll start working over here, and then before you know it, we will be going on to the camper. So now I'm going to turn around, answer any questions, and then I'm going to show you all a bunch of new stuff I have. And one thing I'll show you is right here what I do with this cloth, literally. I usually put my stitches on the inside, and then I just kind of roll it up like this, and then roll it like this, and I throw it in my bag. And you will see that my work, that's not something I probably would have done, probably wouldn't have come up with, but since I was out of town and I just kind of started, I just started doing it, and then at the end it worked, so it ended up fine. So again, here's the pattern. It's Lori Holt's design. It's not my design, but we published her pattern. It's super cute. I've already seen it when I went out of town. I already saw it in a cross stitch store.
What?
I know. So that's that. So I'll answer any questions before I keep going. Oh, I do want to show you before I keep going. I'm going to show you this. This is Cody. She works in our marketing department.
Yay.
She does our sew sampler box, and this is her very first cross stitch.
Oh.
I know, she's never cross stitched before, so look at those stitches. So what she's doing is she's going through my videos and watching them, and then figuring out what a beginner might ask so that I can cover it on the channel. And she's stitching it on 14 count whitewash board by Fabric Flair. We will have more in stock next week, and she is changing the colors to the Corey Yoder DMC pack.
Confetti cannon for Cody.
I know,
Go
so
Cody.
cute. Did you know she was doing this?
She told me about it because she was asking the people upstairs for suggestions.
Yeah, so there's that, and then Cheryl, who does really complicated stuff, she's going to be using beautiful beige 28 count linen. So this is a stiffer linen than the 25 count I was using, so it's a little bit stiffer. And these are the colors that she's going to use, so I'm just going to pull them out. so you can kind of see. Because this is one thing I want y'all to do is don't feel like you have to get the thread set from us. You can use your own colors. So she's using Cauldron by Classic Colorworks, 4-Leaf Clover by Classic Colorworks, Plymouth Rock by Classic Colorworks, Perfect Pie Crust. And so these are what she converted. Can we go down and then you zoom in so I don't drop it everywhere? Sorry. I'm gonna drop everything. And so last week some of you guys asked if we had a conversion. So this is our conversion that Cheryl did, and these are colors she likes. This is Ribbon Red, Ladybug, and she might have a couple of extra colors in here just for variety. Strawberry Parfait, Spinach, Honeycomb. And she pulled these, just so you know, she pulled these from her stash, so she didn't have to. Roasted Chestnut, she didn't feel like she had to go, zoom out a little bit. She didn't feel like she had to go shop at Fat Quarter Shop. She could use what she had, which is what I was always telling you guys. Really Tealy. And then she got Ocean from Weeks Dye Works. So this is her conversion, and we can list, we can list the colors that Cheryl's doing, and you will see each week as she sews what hers looks like. And then Denise is also going to sew hers, and we'll show that next week. And then Cody is going to be showing hers, so we can see lots of variety. And I can't wait to see the hashtag that you guys use. And again, this is Cody's, so you guys can see all the things. So sorry, I wanted to show you guys all of that before I kept going. So if you have any questions on what I just did, let me know before I keep going, because I have a ton of stuff.
Okay, we got a few questions. First one was from Anne-Marie Makowski. She says, how do you railroad with 3 threads?
I don't know the answer to that. I can tell you that I saw on a video that Pam and Steph, that Stephanie does that. So maybe you could go to their channel and maybe comment and say, hey Pam, hey Stephanie, how do you do that? Can you show that in a video? And maybe they can show that. I actually don't know how to do that. So I would refer you to their channel.
And then the other one here is from Patricia Lewis. She says, hi everyone, good morning. On the Facebook page it said that Fat Quarter Shop gave me a flag that I was a big fan of Fat Quarter Shop. Was I supposed to write back? Is it special? What does it mean?
It means you're awesome, and it means that you post a lot in the group.
Yeah.
And so that's what that means. It just means you're an awesome person and you post a lot and you're a fan. That's what it means, I think.
Yeah,
I
think that's what it is.
I'm not good at social media, guys.
I think it's the thing that like Facebook does when they see you interacting with our group a lot. So
and you probably answer questions and all that.
Yes. Wait. Oh, okay. Let's see. Deborah Sierra says, if I happen to travel to Texas and I'm in your area, do you do tours of your workroom? Would get a kick out of seeing where you work?
We don't. And we do that for insurance purposes. That is against our insurance policy, and I don't know that we could get the orders out. There's a million reasons why we don't, but we don't. Okay, so Lily's going to pop up our new club. It is by Country Cottage Needleworks, and it is called Snow Village. And so this came out last week. We saw it on Instagram and immediately got on it. And what it is Country Cottage Needleworks. We're offering it in 2 options, either Aida 16 count or linen 32 count. We're offering it in the exact same cloth that she's showing, which is kind of a bluish color. And next week I'm going to show you the cloth in person because it's arriving today. And there are 2 ways you can make it. So the next image is going to be how, if you were going to use one piece of cloth, how you would put it together. So that very center Snow Village is the very first one that you'll be doing. So when you start, you'll be starting in the center. And I can do a tutorial on that when I start because I'm going to be sewing along with you. It is $49.98 the first month if you're doing Aida. And then the next 10 months, it's only $6.48 because in the very first month, you will get all of the floss, the fabric and the very first pattern for the center, and then each month after that you just get the pattern, and you have to add shipping to that also. If you're doing linen, it costs more. It's $69.98, and the difference is the difference in the cost of the fabric. But one thing that we're doing that's super awesome, if you want to show Lily, we are going to, I'm not going to show it too much, is we're going to be, we're going to give you a big enough piece. Now this doesn't have the measurements because we don't want anybody to take it, but if you're in our club and you want to make each piece individually, we're going to give you a sheet in your first month that tells you exactly where to put it. We're going to have sizes so that you will have plenty of room between each to cut apart if you want, and that is only going to be for our club members. So if you're in the Ada Club, you will get that, and if you are in the Linen Club, you will get that, and we're making sure that you get a really big piece. So if you are going to make it in one piece, then you'll have extra left over. If you're not, you're going to have plenty of fabric to make it individually. So it gives you options on what you want to do. And I wanted to show you the floss that is picked. So these are the flosses that Country Cottage picked that you would be getting if you sign up for our club. Holly Jolly, which is my favorite green. Tea and Biscuits. And if you did Jolly July, these are the same colors. Cherry Tomato. So I used all of those in Jolly July. And this one too, I used Hickory Sticks. So if you did that, you'll notice those colors. And then these are the other colors. We've got white, the rest are DMC. White, 646. Actually, I'm gonna put it in my lap, Lily.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry.
There we go, so that I can actually show how it's gonna look. 646. The gold, 3828. 304. 869. 722. And 319. And next week we will show you all of this on top of the Ada and on top of the linen. And obviously in our store the Ada is selling a lot better, but you should buy whatever you think is best. And if you want to wait till next week, I can show you both of the fabrics and kind of feel them and give you a description of the stiffness and all that kind of thing. So there's that. So we really hope that you sign up for our club. We have our Witchell Fabric Club going on right now, and our first shipment went out. And we have our Floss Fix that just went out. Now that club is almost full, Floss Fix. So we can open spots up maybe in a month. But once the last few are done, we're gonna be closing that club for a little bit, but then we will open it back up. And so if anybody has any questions on that club, I want to answer those now before I go on. But I'm super excited because I'm going to do it all in one piece because I have never done a piece that big. I like to do small things. And I like that it's over 11 months because then you can just do a little bit and then give yourself a break. A little bit and give yourself a break. Because sometimes I think when you work on these big projects, you can get a little bit frustrated because you're like, oh, I'm never going to finish. I'm never going to finish. So it gives you a little bit of space.
We don't have any questions on the club.
Perfect.
At the moment.
So I have been finishing MAYNIA. So I had started in MAYNIA April, Cottage of the Month, same designer as the club. And here's April. So I have shown that before, but I brought it because I'm about to go to the framer. So that's my April. And I finished my May. So this is the May pattern, Cottage of the Month. And we sell this as a complete set. And this, oh my gosh, guys, it took me 14 hours. 14 hours. Oh my goodness. I forget how long these take me. So I love it. And this one doesn't have any French knots. So that's super awesome. And then I had a goal of finishing this one, but I didn't get all the way done. This is June. And on these, I'm using the DMC called for colors. And I'm using Lamb's Wool 14 count, which is what you got in your club if you are a Witchell Club member. This is June, and so I did, oh my gosh, I gotta show you guys, I'm so proud of it. I did a little French, no, I did a colonial knot that Cheryl taught me right here and right here. So all I have left is this bottom brown and the header. So I'm hoping by next week I can have this done, and then I'm going to take April, May, and June to the framer all at one time so that I can like take it, have one trip there and one trip back. So super excited because I'm going to make it where I can't go to the framer until I get this done. So then I will be halfway done with the year, so that's super excited, and I'm at 11 hours on this one. So I did change the windows. The windows had green and brown, and I changed it to brown and brown. And then I have super exciting news. There is a brand new free pattern out by Aurifil.
Oh.
Look at it, it's cute, right?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so zoom in, Lily, it's so detailed. So this is a brand new free pattern. It's called Little Quaker Halloween. Susan Aki designed it for Aurifil. If you would like the free pattern, the link is in the description box. This was stitched by Susan Aki, and I can't tell you exactly what count or what fabric she used it on since I don't know, but it is super tiny, and she used the called for Aurifloss, and it is cute. My boys would love that. And then we had, okay, so this came out last week. So Cheryl made this weekend, so it's not hard. And so, can you zoom out a little bit?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. So Cheryl made the Little Quaker Halloween on 16 count white chocolate with Aurifloss. So she used the same exact colors, so I'm gonna kind of put these next to each other so you can see how you can really make your piece totally different with different fabric. So I love them both. I'm not sure which one I like better, but I am super excited to see what Cheryl does finishing this. Cheryl loves Halloween, so I'm sure she'll bring it back to us finished. But oh my gosh, so cute. It's great that it's a free pattern. So we have that for you guys. Yay! And then we have more Halloween. This is my finish. This took me 32.5 hours, so this might be one of the bigger pieces that I've ever finished because I do try to go with small things. This is Patchwork Halloween by Jardin Prive. We have kits available, and we have more patterns coming from France, so those will be in soon. And I changed the colors. Zoom in. Sorry.
You're good. Here, I'm gonna like pan over it.
Okay, there you go. So I changed some colors. I changed the border. So like here, I changed this to orange and white. I changed the moon to yellow. And I changed the colors. The original pattern had both brown and black, and I changed it out. The colors that I used are, for gold, I used 3820. For orange, 921. For green, 987 and 989. For brown, I used the same as the black, which is 413. And the white DMC, I used 712. The only thing about this pattern that I had a little bit of difficulty with was this. I did it a couple times. So what I ended up doing, you're supposed to use 2 strands. And as I did it, everything just looked very lumpy. So one thing I did is the very bottom, the circle part, I went all the way around singularly, stopped. I went back over and kind of retraced it, basically, my second strand on top of that, so it lied flatter. And then I did all of the top as the web, singularly stopped, and then went back and did it double. That was the only way I could get it to look the way that I really liked. And in this little cauldron, this had some back stitches, and I couldn't get them to look good, so I went ahead and did cross stitches there. So we have kits available, and the only thing that I think that I might add is right here. I kind of feel like that would look really cute with white in the bowl. It looks kind of funny to me on the screen. So I might add that in, and you guys can look forward to a tutorial. I am going to turn this, oh, and this is the one that I did not iron beforehand, and I did not put any stitches on the edge. So you can see it shred just a tiny bit, but hardly at all, and I really had to do nothing with the edge. And that's how it came out. So that's super awesome. And I'm going to leave it flat since I did iron it. I'm going to put all this away so I can show you some more stuff. Yeah, but I'm super excited about this. My kids are going to love it. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to turn it into. It's a surprise. But it's going to be super cute and something totally out of the box that I haven't seen on YouTube before. Some other things we have, you know that Cheryl has been stitching along with the Hands-On Design, Kathy Haberman, Year of Celebrations. So this is the pattern, and we've shown you some of the ones. This is September. Super cute, right? So she stitched it on 32 count raw Belfast with the called for DMC colors, and she used Weeks Grapevine for the word September, and she changed the corner pieces to be brown. Super cute. And then we also have a brand new pattern by Bunny Hill, the Cottage on the Charm. Corner, sorry. Cottage on the corner. On the back, she gives you some different floss options. She gives you either DMC or Cosmo. They're also listed on our website. And this is how it is finished. And I'm going to talk you through what she did. Super cute. Okay, so what she did is she stitched right here. And then when she finished this into a quilt, she left this fabric all the way out to here. So it gives it a really nice stiffness, which I haven't seen before. And inside her pattern, she gives you instructions on how to not only cross stitch this, but to turn it into this beautiful piece. This is her fabric, My Red Work Garden, which would be shipping in September, October. And the fabric that she used, she also listed it. It is Fiddler's Cloth 14 count light oatmeal. And it's really pretty. And someone here who works here, we're going to do it totally different. We're going to go ahead and stitch it into a totally different style so that you can see how it would look in maybe a different colorway. So that is super awesome and super cute. And I love that inside her pattern, not only did she give you cross stitch, she showed you how to finish it, because a lot of you guys are beginner cross stitchers, or maybe you're converting over from the quilting world. But this will really help you. And it just really feels nice. Like when you feel it, I had to call her. I was like, what did you do? She was like, oh, the instructions are inside. So I was like, oh yeah, that's really, I should have looked. So this is super awesome and really pretty, and I'm going to make it also. And then Deborah, who works in customer service, did something really cool. So we have our whip bag, which is on our quilting channel, right? Mm-hmm. So if you go to Fat Quarter Shop, that's our quilting channel. You can subscribe there, and of course subscribe to our FlossTube channel and click the bell to be notified when I come on. But she did something super unique. I can't even explain it to you. I'm gonna try to. So you unzip it, vinyl, right? Looks like a bag. She did the same thing on the back. She put another zipper, so there's two bags. So see, two bags. And then in the center, she quilted one side with this. So I think she probably used a jelly roll and just cut it up. And she used Soft and Stable in the center. She used the By Annie's vinyl. And she did the same exact thing. She did add a handle. And the way that she did the handle, bless you, she did scraps, and then she did she attached the handle on one side and the other side, and she did her binding on the edge by machine. But tell me this is not the most creative thing you've ever seen. 2-in-1. And I love that she used the By Annie Soft and Stable. She thought that maybe she should have used batting, but I think it should be just like it is. I love it. Yay! Yay! And then she also did the Eat Sleep Stitch Bag, which this is on our FlossTube channel on a live stream. So she took her her Eat, Sleep, Stitch, Repeat, which is also a Lori Holt pattern. She added her initials. So a lot of people still do that. I'm too scared to do that. And what she did is she used Classic Colorworks, which she didn't want it to run, and it's also white, so she didn't want it to get dirty. So she put vinyl on top of this. So this is vinyl. Then she just put the border just like I did. She changed the back to be scraps. So you can see that she probably took a pre-cut. This is Violet Craft fabric. We'll have to look up what fabric exactly it is, but it's Violet Craft by Robert Kaufman. And then the inside is yellow. And she has a little zipper, and she did a zipper pull. So super creative. So go Deborah. I know, for real. Everybody's doing stuff. And then we have some more new stuff. We have, I really like this. I picked this out. This is brand new. It's called Sunshine by Annie B's Folk Art, which I don't think we've had her patterns before. I would totally make this. I would take the sunshine words off and the birds off. And I would probably just do the center. But I love it. I love sunflowers. This one is Pumpkin Topiary by Scissor Tail Designs. Or how do you say that, Lily?
Yeah, Scissor Tail?
Topiary.
Oh, topiary, yeah.
Okay.
I would say topiary.
Okay, good. And then Waxing Moon has the trio. So she's got the turkey trio. And I really like the top one. It's a big old turkey. And then we had a request for Geranium House from a customer. It's an older Country Cottage Needleworks, and we got our order. Yay! And then we have some more Blackbird designs. So this is Easter Parade. These are all patterns that were out of print that are now back in print. This is Merry December, and these are pretty cute, these little stockings, because you don't have to make them stockings. You can just take bits of them if you don't want to. By the Chimney with Care. And inside, these are small stockings, and they do give you templates for how you would turn it into a stocking. Love is in the Air. And A Wish for You. This gingham house, let me tell you, aqua and white gingham house, I could totally do just the house. And then Moonlight Visitor. So these are more. And if you are a quilter, or if you're not a quilter and you want to learn how to quilt, you can go to the Fat Quarter Shop channel. Last week we did our first block, which was called Stripes, and this week we are doing a night patch. And this is Lily's block. Yay, Lily! Yay. Pretty colors. And this one is, so this is Bella Solids. This is Grunge. And Angel made this, and they're all beginners, so they never quilted before they did this series. I think they had sewing experience though.
Some of us.
Some of us. So if you're a beginner, you can totally do it. Taryn made this, and Taryn has not sewn before, so I know that she's a beginner.
And this is part of our Ultimate Beginner Quilt series on the Fat Quarter Shop channel.
Yes. And so it's a free pattern. You can use your stash. You just need 12 fat quarters and a fabric for the sashing and borders. This is Gracie's. And these are all Moda fabrics. And this one is Sue's, and this is from our quilt kit. So we do have a quilt kit available. So if you are a cross stitcher and you want to learn how to quilt, I can show you how to do that on the Fat Quarter Shop channel. Each week we're doing a very simple block. I'm trying to go back to the very beginner basics, like anything I can think of that maybe went out 25 years ago, and make it very relatable to you, because one thing I found when I started is there were just so many rules and so many things, and I just want to show you what I do. And just like I say in cross stitch, do whatever works best for you. If you like an iron with steam, use it. If you like an iron with no steam, don't. If you want to starch, starch. If you don't, don't. Because if you do it just like me, only because I do it that way, and you don't like it, you're not going to have fun. So I hope you join me with that. And I'm going to show you, I've got some shout outs, and I have my kids back to school. They went to school today. Oh my goodness, so she's going to show you my kids because I'm so proud of them. So on the left is Christopher. He's going to 2nd grade. Look how big he is. His twins that are 2 years younger are to the right. Well, actually a year and 4 months. Will is in the center and Peyton is in the right. You like Peyton's style? We told him he had to wear a collared shirt to school. So he did. He just threw in some basketball socks and some basketball shorts. But that's okay. He likes to have his own style.
That's great.
I know, and so he likes to be hip. He's very concerned about being popular, which is totally out of my realm because I've never wanted to be popular. I've always wanted to hide. And so I think it's just crazy how much bigger Christopher is. So he's in 2nd grade, and the two on the right, we got to meet the teachers yesterday. They have switch classes, so they have the same exact teachers for like math, language arts, except they switch during the day. So Will and Peyton aren't in the same class, but they have the same teachers, which really helps Kevin and I, because when we do teacher conferences, we can meet with the same teachers, and and it's also good that they're in their own classes because they can be their own person and they don't have each other to tattle, because they tattle on each other all the time, and they can be their own people. Christopher's best friend is in his class, and Will's best friend is in his class, and poor Peyton didn't get any of his. Now Peyton's friends with everybody. That kid is like Mr. Social Butterfly. Me and Kevin don't know where he came from because we are like trying to hide. He didn't get any of his friends. He has like 5 really good friends, and not one of them is in his class. So he's a little bit bummed out, but I think we told him like, hey, you're gonna make a ton of friends. So that's them. And then Emma's next. Now I took the boys to school. Now this is Emma. At the end of that hall is my cross stitch room, and so she's dressed up for the first day of school. Kevin got to take her, and then you can see the home cross stitch piece on the left that Priscilla finished for me. I expected a picture from school, but that's what I got. Oh. I know, but that's okay, because she's in 7th grade, so I'm sure in 7th grade you don't want your parents to walk you in. Last Friday we got to go to her school. It's a new school. And it's a new school that was built, and it's really nice because they made it exactly the same floor plan as her other school. They're 5 minutes apart, literally, not even, maybe less than 5 minutes apart. So it was really easy to get acquainted and know where all the rooms were, and the science rooms were in the same spot, the math. It's funny because, you know, they make them get a locker, and you know, when I was a kid, lockers were like the thing. You wanted a cool locker. She could care less about the locker. Like, she literally put it on there. She will never use the locker. She carries everything in her backpack. She gets the biggest backpack. She carries every book. Me and Kevin are like, you're gonna hurt yourself. But it's so funny how things are so different. And when we went to tour it, I kept telling Kevin, do you feel like you're in the 70s or something? And he was like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, there's avocado walls and orange. It looked like they decorated the school like the 70s, because, you know, everything is like coming back. Like, she's totally wearing like 80s Billabong, and she wears, well, you saw those shoes. She wears, what are those shoes called? Birkenstocks.
Birkenstocks.
She's totally like, I'm like, you're like the cool 80s kid that I wasn't.
Aww.
Because she's very, I don't think she's very, she doesn't, I don't know, she's just very hip, and I'm not. So there's that, and then I've got some shout outs because I'm super excited. So this is so cool. So this is Catherine Dodd in my Stitch Quad, and look, she's got her dog, she's on her couch, and check out her glitter houses, and her little dog is on her little knitted blanket. Oh my gosh, that's what Piggy does.
That's
Except
pretty.
When Piggy gets in my lap, I kind of have to stop, because then so that's super cute. I wonder what her dog's name is, so she'll have to tell us.
I think it's Ernie.
Oh, I can't even see that.
Yeah,
I'm so far away.
From where you're at.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Okay, so there's Ernie. So I'm going to give her a shout out. And then this one is Maria Weston Stallman. And she is so excited because she is already on step 1. So she's already got this little section done. So go Maria. And she's using our hashtag, and we'll be giving away gift certificates each week. So enter to win. And then I've got a couple more. Oh, so she made our whip bag, and that is the video that is on our Fat Quarter Shop channel. And she says, I made the whip project bag. I love it. On the next one, I'll use interfacing on the top zipper portion so it's stiffer. The back of the bag is made with Annie Soft and Stable. Oh, can I say how much I love zippers by Annie? I do. Thank you, Kimberly Jolly, for making this video for us. You rock. Thanks. I rock. Yay! Okay, so I've got about 5 minutes left, or any questions? I'm super excited about Happy Camper, super excited about Ultimate Beginner series, super excited that you guys like want to watch me. I think it's hilarious. My kids were devastated that I was going to put them on the live stream. Will was like, really, Mom? Really? But Emma was like, sure, here's my picture. She's ready to go. Will's ready to hide.
That's hilarious.
I did walk them in, and it's super hot here, and I wore this today. I've had like a rash on my arm, so I wore this because when I was with Lori, somehow I don't know what I did, but I just started itching like crazy. So I wore this so you wouldn't see my little rash. But man, it's hot in Texas. I don't know. I'm gonna have to change shirts.
It's really hot today.
It's really humid.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just going to take a few questions here. Lindy Overton says, do you initial and date your work?
I don't. But as you see, Deborah does. So totally optional, up to you. Deborah is a great seamstress. And so like for her to put in, you know, DH is nothing. For me, I would like overthink, how do I put the K and the J, and I mean the J has a curve. I don't. Usually on the back I'll take a Sharpie after I have it framed or something, but I'm horrible at that. I kind of just figure, yeah.
Okay, Cheryl Crawford says, Kimberly, how are your hands doing? You mentioned in the last video they were hurting.
So they're doing better, and Sherry Bing was totally awesome because she is an orthopedic physical therapist, and so she like emailed me and was telling me all these things to do. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get I just haven't had time to get on Amazon. I'm gonna get a ice pack that I can put around, and that should help it. It's been better, but one of the things that I think is triggering it isn't the stitching. I think it's my keyboard. I think it's because when I was out of town I was totally fine, and then when I got back yesterday late it kind of started messing with me. So but I'm excited. Now I'm getting free medical advice. I don't even have to go to the doctor. Now I just need like an optometrist to come and get me my new prescription.
Any optometrists in the chat?
Yes.
Let's see. Cheryl A says, I think I joined FlossFix twice. How do I only receive one set each month and not two?
Okay, email Kathy, CATHY, at thatquartershop.com, and she will fix you up. And we'll let her know that you're going to email her.
And Diane Sand says, is it possible to do the club but change the linen to 28 count?
No. So if you're going to do that, what I would do is in the pattern, when we get the first pattern, we're going to list the colors. On her Instagram and her website, she lists the colors. I would just buy everything piecemeal. We are going to buy that exact linen color in the 28 count, linen and Aida, and that is also on order. We're going to sell those in 1 yard pieces just because they are bigger. And so because they are bigger, you're going to have to do the math on where to place it, so we're going to just sell those, so we're going to have everything piecemeal.
Cheryl Crawford said, I tried to join FlossFix, it says out of stock, does this mean you can't join anymore?
Yes, but in a month you can. We're going to up our order, and we're just waiting for Diane. She owns Classic Colorworks. She's in the middle of moving her facility from one place to another, and so she didn't have the ability to add to our order because she's not dying right now because she's moving facilities. So as soon as she moves and we up our order and she starts shipping that, we will be opening spots.
And then my favorite comment from the live stream came in right now from Renee Geyer. She says, does Emma carry all her stuff in bags like her mama?
Yeah.
LOL.
Yes, and a funny story is yesterday, okay, so I asked the nanny, the boys were well, Emma, she didn't really need any clothes because she wears dance pants to school because she's so long that she doesn't, so she didn't need any clothes. So the boys, we really wanted them to go school shopping because they don't have as many clothes as Emma. I mean, Emma just buys her own clothes with her own money. But the boys don't care, and we tried to get them shorts and they refused. So what we told the nanny was, can you go through the clothes and get rid of the stuff, because she's donating a lot of stuff to her church right now for kids that are underprivileged. So we sent the kids old backpacks, and I said, go through the clothes and get rid of the old shorts, because my kids wear shorts that are too small, and then that way we can convince them to get new shorts. Then she emails me, I had a Lululemon bag, and she was like, can I donate this? And I was like, honey, that is my bag. She's like, oh, Christopher had it, all his toys in it. So Christopher had like snuck in my closet, took a Lululemon bag. I've been wondering where it was, and I think it was under his bed. And I was like, oh no, can I please keep that, please? I mean, but he's a hoarder, so he like hoards his toys, and he's into wrestling. Like, he is like John Cena, I don't even know, The Undertaker, Mark Henry. He's like all about so he had all his wrestlers in there. I'm like, oh my gosh, give me my bag back. But yeah, I almost lost my Lululemon bag. But yes, she does put bags within bags within bags. She does like to be super organized, and she says she's OCD, and she always says she's triggered. So when she's upset, she will text me, I'm triggered. And I was like, oh my goodness, Emma, can you just say you're upset? Because like now it's like the trendy thing to say you're triggered. But I'm like, honey, you don't know what triggered is. But we did have a talk about bullies last night, because she really is, she's not as tough as me. I'm pretty tough. I'm pretty thick-skinned, like really thick-skinned. The only thing that could probably upset me is if one of my kids or if Kevin was mad at me. Anything else, I just let it roll off and I just keep going. And she doesn't do that. And I was like, Emma, you're just going to have to toughen up. Those girls who are mean to you, you're just going to have to tell them where to put it. Like, you're just going to have to tell them. Like, you're just going to have to stand up for yourself, and you're just going to have to walk away, and you're going to have to block their texts. But she's just like, oh, Mom. But she's in all pre-AP this year, so I'm hoping she gets like, because last year she was in a new school and they only let her do one pre-AP. Now all of her 4 classes that are curriculum are all pre-AP, so I'm hoping it's a whole new batch of friends. And a lot of her really good friends stayed at the old school. So I think she's pretty sad about that. But I think she's nervous about having to make new friends, because all her friends that were really good friends stayed at the old school. So, you know.
So we're out of time for questions, but if you guys have anything that I didn't get to in the live stream, just wait like 10 minutes after the stream ends, and you'll be able to put your comments below the video so we can get to them.
Awesome, but thanks for watching, guys. I totally appreciate my time with you guys, and I can't wait to see Happy Camper, because I know all of you guys are going to custom color, and I can't wait to see.
Yay!